Beautiful.
Okay, so
What do you think? You know these...
Recovery Avenue, Van Voorst Road.
Hi there. How are you doing?
Glad to see you. How are you?
We want to put you on television.
So, why? And then World War II is something that is probably the biggest event of my life. And I don't know how I ever survived it. And so I felt I had to take action and get into the fray and do what I could to defeat an awful enemy. Hitler was an awful person, and you're very nice to care. I didn't know anybody did it anymore.
I've been amazed at the number of World War II veterans that we have stumbled onto over the years, the greatest generation. And they have the greatest stories. This one happened in West Virginia, and be sure to stick around for the update.
Now we have gone to the home of West Virginia University, the Mountaineers. We are in Morgantown, and we're going to get somebody to point us to another great story. We just need you to close your eyes, make a dot on the map.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay, so
What do you think? You know these...
Recovery Avenue, Van Voorst Road.
I have to say, we have never gotten better directions than we're getting from Larry the bus driver.
Appreciate your help. We'll see what we get.
All right, thank you.
We'll blame it on you.
That's good. That's what they do around here.
All right. Thanks, Larry. Hi there. How are you doing?
Glad to see you. How are you?
I'm great.
Oh,
Good to
that's
be
nice.
seen. My name's Todd. We're with a TV show called The Story Trek, and we want to put you on television.
So, why?
That's a good question.
It might have a little to do with the fact that Royal Gilkey has an amazing story to share.
So I've had quite a life. I don't know how I've managed to survive, but you're talking with one who's been through the ringer, so to speak.
It all started in 1919. Royal is 92 years old.
And I feel very lucky that I'm able to talk with you. It means a great deal. And then World War II is something that is probably the biggest event of my life. And I don't know how I ever survived it. It was a bitter fight.
Royal was a college student at Cornell University when he learned of the attack on Pearl Harbor. He volunteered to join the fight.
I could not see my country under attack. And so I felt I had to take action and get into the fray and do what I could to defeat an awful enemy. Hitler was an awful person. He was a nut. And I can still hear him say, "Heute gehört uns Deutschland, morgen die ganze Welt," which means today Germany belongs to us, tomorrow the whole world.
Royal had command of several different languages and became a combat intelligence officer in the 49th Fighter Squadron of the 14th Fighter Group.
My brother, George, went to the Far East and managed to get back. And the other brother went to England and he managed to get back. So I guess we were all told lucky, just plain lucky, or God favored, whichever you want to call it.
Royal says he'll never forget returning to American shores.
We came in through the harbor at New York City, and I was so glad to get here. And I never want to leave America again. I love this country and fought for it and was lucky enough to survive in that struggle.
After the war, Royal went on to get a master's, a PhD, and then ended up at West Virginia University.
As a professor, where I taught for some 27 years, I think, before retiring.
What did you teach?
I taught elements of democratic government, legal theory, constitutional law, administrative law.
Royal was known as the diving professor. He used to put on shows for the student body.
I've had quite an adventure in life. As I said, the one sorrow is that I was to lose my wife, and my son should be autistic, so that I can't communicate with him.
At 92, Royal is a prolific writer. He has stacks of writings around his home. But he says regardless of whatever he's accomplished in life, the most important thing he's done is fight in World War II.
America I love, I really do, and to God I owe everything, because without his assistance, I wouldn't be talking with you today. But I feel privileged that I can, and you're very nice to care. I didn't know anybody did it anymore.
It was our privilege to talk to Royal, a true patriot from the greatest generation.
America is great. Its freedoms mean everything to me, and freedom of speech and of religion and other freedoms, and they're worth defending with whatever we have. Let's hope we never have an experience like that again. I'm just one of the lucky survivors, and I'm thankful to God for that.
And despite the isolation that he says he feels today, he's grateful for the life that he's lived.
Well, I've always felt that God cared whether I lived or died, and I still have that feeling that he will take care of me after I'm gone.
Now, if you didn't know, all of these stories are completely random. We just blindly point at a map. We get somebody else to do that. We go to wherever that is, start knocking on doors or seeing the first person we see and asking them if they'll share their story. And Royal did. He was excited to share his story about patriotism. Who would have thought we would run into a World War II vet professor, diving professor, with such a great story. Royal passed away just a few years later, but again, he was 92 years old when we interviewed him, so we just considered it fortunate and an honor to be able to interview Royal Gilkey, a member of the greatest generation. Please let me know what you think of this story in the comments. Give it a like, share it, and that will help us to grow this channel so that we can keep doing this and sharing these incredible stories with you. You can subscribe if you're on YouTube, and you can follow the page if you're on Facebook, and then you'll get notified when new stories pop up.